not looking so nice.
Very, very true. But just the same, they seem to have their issues still with Jimmy DeMarco. Stemming back from a lot of DeMarco's involvement in matches they don't approve of ethically. And I know it's a bit of an oxymoron to talk about ethics, considering their alleged side jobs.
What? They're movers.
Well, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Know what I mean?
They are one half of the challengers here tonight. This is, of course, a three-way tag team championship matchup. Elimination rules, if I'm not mistaken. Gelled together so well since their debut earlier this year. J-Rocc and Rowe, or as you may call them, the Rock and Roll Express.
Amen, brother.
Have been looking very, very good in recent times and certainly earned this right for a tag team gold opportunity last month, defeating Jason Cage and Jimmy DeMarco when that relationship went south. And Mickey Gambino seems unimpressed in the ring right now.
And at the same time,
you know that for Marshall.
Right here, Daddy.
J-Rocc trying to keep Rowe focused. What a wrecking machine he is. They are two-time IWC Tag Team Champions, starting their second reign last month in a wild street fight with Mickey and Marshall Gambino. And based on that street fight, and based on the Gambinos' dominant reign as tag champions from November of 05 until May of 06, the Gambinos were inserted into this matchup as well, making it a three-way tag title matchup.
Here we go.
Starting out with chaos, and it seems that the champions are at a disadvantage in the early going.
I don't know. M-Dogg just took out both knees of the Gambinos and then stomped on their back.
And Josh deposits the Cleveland Mafia on the outside. The challengers went for a 4-on-2 advantage, and the champions disposed of them rather quickly.
Well, it was a long road back to the top of the tag team mountain for the Burning River Brigade. Look out, Cleveland Mafia!
Now, can't turn your head for a second, and the Mafia right in to the Gambinos. Sort of poetic justice right there.
So far, so good.
oh, everyone get out of the way!
M-Dogg 20 is the innovator of aerial insanity. Prohibition not far behind. Look out, double tope through the rope.
Boy, the fans have really been a part of the action tonight, all the way through the show.
And everybody's down.
And there we have well, it's carnage. I'd like to try and analyze it for you. I think we have the Burning River Brigade up first.
Well, this was really the only way to settle it. Put all three teams into the ring, elimination style, and the last team standing is going to win. And someone's going to come out of here as very deserving IWC Tag Team Champion.
Prohibition, J-Rocc fighting, and M-Dogg going to go for the flagpole press. I believe that's Marshall Gambino below him.
Uh-oh.
No, underneath him.
Raymond Rowe got him.
Rowe has him.
Look out.
Goading Rowe into clotheslining the post.
And I'm not sure that the post won that. Rowe has a lot of force behind there.
Well, Marshall Gambino, actually Mickey Gambino just got whacked by somebody's spinning legs there. M-Dogg spinning legs.
My God. We thought that street fight was crazy 1 month ago. 2 more bodies into the fray, and this may be the craziest tag title match ever.
And it's just gotten started.
And it's J-Rocc now, one out of the Cleveland Mafia, sends M-Dogg into his partner Raymond Rowe.
Oh,
and
look
Rowe
out!
Here we go.
Gonna explode with the overhead suplex.
You know, he's lucky he was able to flip himself around and land on his knees. Because at the rate the Ray Rowe was going, he was about to just throw him out of the ring and just let him land wherever.
That may have not been M-Dogg's decision there when he got all the power of Ray Rowe. Rowe recently competing on WWE SmackDown. Certainly Rowe joining the likes of all these other IWC stars, getting a lot of big-time exposure nationally and internationally as Marshall the Bull takes over on M-Dogg.
Well, very recently, because that match with Raymond Rowe against Mark Henry, that was on TV just an hour ago.
Ray Rowe pulling a Rick Rude, so to speak, 2 places in one.
Right.
As Mickey, nice guy Mickey, the well-rounded version of the Gambino tandem, is tagged in, methodically working on M-Dogg 20-mat cross. And Jeff Gorman, what do you make of this attitude change of the Gambinos? I wouldn't call them full-fledged rule breakers by any stretch, but certainly a lot more focused.
That's right. Very subtle. You see a little bit of a swagger, a little bit of a sneer, and you got to wonder.
They to the wild cards there, the holla at your boy double elbow.
You got to wonder if Jimmy DeMarco's influence is rubbing off on them, whether they like it or not.
So you have to wonder what's going on there. A family feud of sorts between the Gambinos and their cousin, Delicious Jimmy DeMarco, as M-Dogg gets set into one of 2 enemy corners in this matchup.
And there's a tag.
Much to Ray Rowe's chagrin, I don't think he was ready to step out.
And it's kind of hard in a match like this. Your team can get momentum, but if you get too close to another team, you get tagged out, and all that momentum is lost.
And I'd just like to point out, nice guy Mickey may have made the mistake of the night. If there's one thing you don't want to do, it's antagonize Ray Rowe.
Very true. Look at Marshall draping the leg across M-Dogg. Rowe got dropped on that rope behind the back of M, senior official Stephen Coulter, as Mickey goes for the cover and no.
And you talk about people you don't want to antagonize. You cannot touch Stephen Coulter or you'll be fired. He's literally an untouchable right now.
Exactly right. He's got the commission on his side. And that's a very, very dangerous entity anywhere in the Keystone State.
You know, in a way, Stephen Coulter is more connected than the Gambino.
Well, but in a different way.
Yes, in a different way. Thank you for following along.
I don't know if it's all that different, I'll be honest with you.
Well, be that as it may, Marshall Gambino tagged in. The power of the team as they make a wish on M-Dogg 20.
Well, I think the Gambinos, they've been together for quite a while now. They're really starting to find their stride. Even though they don't have the belts around their waist, it may be just a matter of time before they get them again. These 2 are really committed to each other as a team, and I think their best days may be ahead of them.
Certainly a very difficult first time of the fence here for the Burning River Brigade of M-Dogg and Prohibition to walk into, especially with 4 very hungry challengers as Marshall Gambino keeps the momentum and charges into M-Dogg.
And the 2 challenging teams working together against the champion.
Tagged to Mickey, and you can see it seems that the Cleveland Mafia and the Gambinos, maybe using whatever subtlety they may have in common, have decided to isolate the champions, eliminate them first, and settle it amongst themselves.
Settle it amongst the family.
Well, so to speak.
Although I think the Cleveland team just calls themselves the Mafia.
Mickey with a very lax pin on M-Dogg. M-Dogg recently coming back from a tour of Hawaii alongside fellow IWC star Hentai. We should make mention that both of those men as well continue to branch out.
Well, I guess they love their high flyers in Hawaii, don't they?
They do.
First time those 2 have ever met in singles competition as well.
And it's Marshall now focusing on M-Dogg. Going to spring off the corner here. M-Dogg's got to use his quickness to counter near 300 pounds of Marshall, and the tag is in. Josh Prohibition is the fresh man. Down goes Mickey. Down goes J-Rocc. Look out for the bulk of the teams.
Josh nailing everybody.
Whoop. We got about J-Rocc who nails Rowe. And that that mistake cost him. Look out here. Drives him down with an inverted DDT. And the elbow by Marshall was off the mark.
Anyway, unfortunately, I've seen that happen to a lot of Cleveland teams in a lot of sports.
Josh tried to get Marshall up for the drunken driver.
DeMarco nailed his own cousin.
And look at Marshall's look on his face. Marshall cannot believe that DeMarco did that.
Oh, I don't know if that's what you want to ask for.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh! He gave him the chair.
I saw that look in Jimmy's eye.
What was that about?
The Gambinos have been laid out by their own cousin.
Oh, beautiful, graceful moonsault by M-Dogg 20. Gambino brothers are history.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Gambino Brothers Moving Company has been eliminated.
Look out!
Oh no, too early to celebrate, gentlemen. Only half the task has been completed. J-Rocc and Rowe more focused than ever here. Oh, shoulder tackle. You gotta wonder what's going through the mind of Jimmy DeMarco to assault his own cousin with a chair. Hopefully we'll get more news on that as Rowe a heartbeat away from winning the tag gold.
Well, Jimmy DeMarco definitely at odds with his cousin, and I guess he felt he was not being taken seriously, so he took matters and a chair into his own hands.
Unbelievable. We've questioned what's gone through DeMarco's mind for several months. Now it's clear more than ever, he's his own man, and he doesn't give a damn what his cousins think.
And I think the Gambinos may need to take care of their cousin before they can go after these tag team belts again.
Rowe tags in J-Rocc. J-Rocc gives him a knee.
Speaking of the tag belts, the Burning River Brigade is really about 3 seconds away from losing it, if you know what I mean.
It could be.
Here we go.
Tandem offense. Prohibition's body bends across J-Rocc's knee. No give.
There's the ref.
Colter out of position, and the rope saved Josh Prohibition.
I need to point out at this point, for those of you who don't know, the Burning River Brigade is called as such because in Cleveland, the Cuyahoga River caught on fire back in the 70s. And as an Ohio native, I can admit that.
That wasn't M-Dogg and Josh's fault, was it?
I don't think so.
Oh, what, are you going to blame that Burning River on Stephen Colter, too?
Well, where was he that night anyway?
I don't know that he was born yet.
J-Rocc and Rowe using some time-tested tandem offense. Isolating that corner. Keeping Prohibition in their half of the ring.
You know, the Cleveland Mafia, they've really come together as a team very quickly. And now, you know, with the Gambinos out of there, they've got the titles in their sights. This could be the night. They could bring the belts back to Cleveland.
Very true.
Oh, as their Cleveland Browns colors on their tights would attest.
They are the recognized #1 contenders to M-Dogg 20 and Josh Prohibition. Cover, near fall situation. Prohibition trying to psych himself back into this contest, but when you're dealing with so much power and so much tenacity as Rowe, it's tough to do anything against that big frame.
Josh wanted to tag. He was a little too far away.
And Rowe certainly not softened up enough to let him maneuver towards his corner. 2 count, he's close. And as soon as Ray notices, he's quick to spring into action.
More double team. As J-Rocc's boot comes into play.
Certainly that the Cleveland similarity between these two men has helped them bond together and become really one of the most well-oiled units we've seen in the IWC in quite some time.
J-Rocc now all his weight down on that choke. This could be the end.
You know, it's taken J-Rocc a little while to find his stride here in the IWC, whether should he be single, should he be tagged, who should be his partner. I think he's finally found the right fit with Raymond Rowe here in the Cleveland Mafia.
Well, you know, most of the time with J-Rocc, he was the power of the team. Now all of a sudden, he's got someone a little bigger than him backing him up. A good move, on, if I may say.
Prohibition back to his feet. Now turns the tides as J-Rocc in a sleeper, but the Big Daddy of destruction counters with that back suplex and has enough wherewithal to pull Prohibition towards the Cleveland Mafia corner, again preventing that tag on the other side of the ring.
Very smart move, and now we see Rowe take over. It's a forearm fight.
Hard shots, gotta believe Rowe has a little bit more force behind them than Josh at this point, who connects with a twisting forearm.
And there's a tag, here we go.
And someone finally knocks down Ray Rowe with some strikes.
M-Dogg in with some jumping side kicks. He's gotta fly, he's gotta move. That's his only hope here. He's got two big guys.
Oh, my.
Whoa!
How's he have all that weight on his back? Drops him down with a neck breaker. Now controlling J-Rocc as well. Rock tries to reverse it. Trips the leg. Standing moonsault. Lateral press. Still the champion.
Oh, that was almost 3. Burning River Brigade, 2-time tag team champions. Trying to hang on to those belts.
Prohibition. Preps against better judgment. Back in the ring already. Mid-ring collision, double drop kick. Mafia has nowhere to go into each other. More double team coming up.
Oh, timber!
Rowe falls right into the nether regions. We got a double pin, double count, but a double kick out as well.
And now it looks like the Burning River Brigade's going to take to the air to try to put this one away.
Oh no, you're not going to get Ray Rowe up to the drunken driver. Rowe's got to be about 250. Rowe drops to a knee. Back to the clothesline, T-bone. Flex takes him over. It's J-Rocc and M-Dogg fighting for position in the corner, and Rowe explodes on Prohibition. Oh no. Look out. Overhead suplex from the top.
That could be it.
New champions coming up here.
That's it.
They got him.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, your new champions, the pride of Ohio, the Cleveland Mafia. M-Dogg 20 and John's Prohibition may have had the shortest tag title reign in IWC history, and considering the level of competition M-Dogg and Josh provide, that's saying a hell of a lot for the new champions, the Cleveland Mafia. Hey, 2-time winners just became 2-time losers. Give it up 2 times for the Cleveland Mafia. New tag champions, the J-Rocc and Ray Rowe era begins in IWC. Would you start? What happened to being an unbiased, respected journalist?